But did you get all the
Yeah, we are live today, finally. Since we are been trying to do it for several months, and it was thunder last time we were trying to do it, and now it's thunder on your side, right, Russian Vids?
Yeah, I'm getting thunder as right when we speak. I'm hearing thunder in the background. So that's funny how that works. And my monitor actually went out. I thought the whole power went out, but it was just my monitor momentarily went black, then it came back on. But that that's a good thing because we're talking live now, so that's great.
Yeah, finally. So, just to start, wanted to show a couple of things, and so wanted to get your reaction um, when we do it. Okay, let's see. So this is my statistics. As you can see, it's just to
Yeah,
warm up. That's last 90 days. Instagram plus Facebook. As you can see, is more than 2.5 million reach. So
that's great.
basically, what we do, and when we do it on YouTube and we get deleted, we get pessimized, we get, yeah, whatever, like what I'm showing here right now. It's my statistics in for 90 days in YouTube. I got 60,000 views, and compared to these numbers, so it's just, ridiculous. So YouTube is pessimizing. I know you lost your channel, and I've been posting the links to your videos. I hope you got some subscribers too. So
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
hope
that.
yeah, I hope everything's okay now. So it was just to warm up, and also wanted to show this briefly, just to see, just for everybody to understand how the censorship works. So it's Google search results. As you can see, you just post in not very concurrent keyword search query like mudflood 19th century. I mean, who was also doing this except me? And you won't find my videos at all, except maybe this Pinterest pin, which is pointing to my video, and that's it. But if you go to Yandex, you can see only my videos as what the censorship works in. You go to Bing, and you find only my videos also here. Mostly the search results are my videos or my thumbnails from my videos. So basically we've been suppressed, and that's no wonder, because the system wants to get rid of some channels. And as it recently was leaked that the FBI was receiving information and getting the lists of channels which were deleting, were banned, were put in a gray band. Like my, for example, it's a gray band. It's not deleted channel, but you put it in under search ban, you won't get no views, except that maybe your subscribers and a couple of more. So that's how it works. It was just to warm up, and basically I was wanted to start from this. This is like guy we know as Biden, and he basically was asked.
Mr. President, any update on the cocaine surface? Mr. President, I plus some munitions. Why now? We've run out of ammunition.
So he was asked, why you send in the ammunition immediately right now? So, and he said, we exactly the same, run out of ammunition, not ran out, but run out of ammunition. I can
Yeah.
replay it one more time. So basically, he said it wrong way, right? Because he's supposed to say it in the past, you know.
That's
Mr. President, any update on the cocaine surface? Mr. President, I plus some munitions. Why now? We've run out of ammunition.
So basically, he said run out of ammunition, and if you check it out, it's 88. So the situation, and with Biden, why I was stumbling on this actually, because uh, there's so many files here, because of Jim Carrey. So basically, I got to account of Jim Carrey, stumbled on one of his posts where he was saying like everything is a theater, and he was using a screenshot from the movie which is called Dark Crimes. Well, nothing actually so suspicious, except that if you check it throughoutly, you will find that he is pointing at left eye here, and so on. So DC also points out like District of Columbia, right? So, and if he was pointing out that the politics is a theater, he was exactly using this screenshot for us to solve this puzzle of his message. And so I was like checking it out like this and that, and I was finding the same numbers like 11, 9, 33s, 32s, and so on, 77, 66. And if I was stumbling on anything about Biden or, recent situation in US politics in recent times, it started with not that far ago, because I was finding some polls, and it was saying exactly the same. This like 67% of Americans don't support the Biden re-election. So they were saying 67%. I was saying like 33 is supporting. Very interesting. And then I got this Jim Carrey thing, and stumbled upon recent Biden thing. I was finding the same. So these are the guys who were filming this movie, and they all have also these 16s and so on. So they have this production unit for dark crimes and so on. So Gerson is the guy who is actually funded that movie, Dark Crimes. He's Pythagoras 33 is his last name. Gerson Films is Chaldean 44. And you've been saying in your videos, right? That's devil's number, right?
Yeah, it all has to do with the 33% of the fallen angels as mentioned in the Bible. And one thing I want to make very clear, Phil, and everybody else listening in, it's very very important for people to understand the stars and angels are interchangeable. I truly believe stars are sentient beings. They're not just they're not just distant suns like we're told. We're in a firmament, and everything we're told is a lie, obviously. But yeah, I truly believe. For example, when they put on a Christmas tree, they either put an angel or a star. They're actually one and the same. So this is very important. That's why they have in Hollywood the stars on the Walk of Fame. Stars are everywhere and all the flags everywhere. So I don't want to go on too long about that, but it's really important for people to understand the significance of the star, the upside down star in front of the White House, the upside down pentagram. It's a very important thing. But getting back to the 33, this is the whole reason behind it. They're serving Lucifer and his angels. This is what it's all about.
And 44, why is it devil's number?
Actually? 44 is important because you put 4 and 4 together, you get 8. You split the 8 in half, you get your 3 and 3. So this is why. But they love duality numbers. They love 11, 22, 33, 44, etc., 77, 88, 99. They love duality because they're all about duality. And one thing I want to mention about Jim Carrey, and the important thing is people really need to understand is the duality aspect. With all the lies, they give us the truth, the yin and the yang, 99% lies, 1% truth, and they put it in the opposite realm. You're supposed to get the truth in legitimate sources, supposedly, the news, the textbooks, but they put it in comedy. They put it in TV shows, music. So everything's in duality. Everything is upside down and reverse. This is their concept. And here's a big thing is, people say, but why do they have to do this? They're Freemasons. Freemasons' whole foundation is duality. Hot, cold, black, white, truth, lies. So they must give us truth and lies. But again, in the duality form, the yin and the yang, 99% lies, 1% truth. So if they only give us lies, they're not working on their foundation of duality. And that's a very important thing to understand why they reveal the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And what about the movie? I watched this movie and I found out very interesting. It's about Poland. And this guy is actually looks like a Mason who was trying to, like a very, very conservative Mason who was trying to solve the problem of, human trafficking, this violence and so on. So Poland is very close to Ukraine, as you know. So a bunch of cases currently reported in the media and so on about child trafficking and so on. So, I mean, that's really interesting movie, because if you go to DC and it's all this story about, these kids and human trafficking, which involves with Kamala Harris when she was saying like she didn't do enough for human trafficking. I was like, what?
Yeah,
So
they put the truth in plain sight. One thing I want to mention real quick, Philip, I see someone's comment
yeah.
here. Read Romans 10. He's talking about the 5-pointed star also representing. It just skipped here. I just saw it and it just skipped. I don't know what happened to that comment. Here's the thing is about stars, real quickly. I just want to mention this. Not all stars are bad. There's the bad stars. That's why Luciferian is angels. Not all stars, not all angels, but Lucifer and the third of the angels. So obviously that means not all of them are bad. So I want to be clear about that because Romans 10's mentioned that. I don't want to deviate, but people, responding to things I say, I want to address it right away so there's no confusion.
Yeah, it's what I was saying. Just we have to judge for their actual deeds. What are they doing? How they this is reflecting our lives. So I was going through all this, conservative media, which are starting to, ruin Biden's career, along with CNN and other ones who were supposed to protect Biden. But, this situation that Biden got stumbled upon a sandbag and so on, we're going to discuss it a little bit later. So I was trying to check through everything that I was stumbling upon that day, and I found this Dagan McDowell. She was like throwing horns each and every time, and so I checked her last name. She is also 33. If you go to her first letters of her name, Dagan McDowell, it's 8 as what you like also. Yeah. Joe Vito, it's also presented as Joe Vito. Not I'm not saying he's De Vito, because De Vito is American spelling. Actually, he was saying De Vito Ranch. So before that, so if you go Joe Vito, you find also 33. This guy.
Phil, I need to stop you real quick because you're here. It's very important, and I'm so sorry. I apologize for interrupting. But I want to. Okay. We're talking about numerology here. We have to set the stage of why they're using Pythagorean and Chaldean. So I just mentioned the stars. If you can go back there to that, yes. So we have to let the viewers understand why they're using Chaldean. The Chaldeans were all about astrology. That's the stars. So what all comes down to, everything's based on the numbers into letters. But the foundation of Chaldean, they were astronomers from ancient Babylon. So again, the stars are right in front of us with Chaldean. So if you just Google Chaldean, and these were the first astrologers. These are the first people that study the stars. And stars, again, are angels and demons. So we need to understand that why we go through these numerology calculus. And Pythagoras, of course, is from ancient Greek, and he was very renowned. And he's the first one to come up with the whole ball earth lie. He's the one that designed the ball earth lie. So I just want to set the stage of why we're using these numerology calculators. What's the foundation? What's the names, and what do they mean? I just want to throw that there real quick, Philip, and I apologize for interrupting, but I think it's very important. I think it's very important for people to understand why they use these, and it's based on the stars.
Yeah, okay. So I think it was not Pythagoras. It was something guy started from A. Pythagoras was a math guy. He was
but he's from Greece. Yeah, he's from Greece. Yeah.
Astrophygenes or something. He was the guy who's proven the shadow of the sun with the sticks thing.
Well, the thing is, Pythagoras. The thing is, I want to make this clear too. Pythagoras didn't come up with the numerology calculator. It was made in his honor. So I want to be clear about that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to be clear about that. Yeah.
And Chaldeans say like it's more precise, right?
Yeah, Chaldean is the very old first way before Pythagorean numerology. They use Chaldean. And if you can actually, you don't have to fill it, but if you show the actual layout, because you're showing the actual calculator without the actual layout of the numbers to letters, it's set up differently. Where from Pythagorean to Chaldean, the numbers on Chaldean are set up strangely compared to Pythagoras. It's more general, and with Chaldean, the numbers that are lined up for the letters are kind of very strange the way they're lined up. So I just want to throw that out there. So because people use the numerology calculator, but they need to know the foundation of what it's about, how it started, and how they came up with the concept. Again, it's based on astrology.
And I also was looking not only for these coincidences, like having 66 or something. I was looking for variations with different, spellings and so on. So if we also go, he's like comedian. He's presented like Joe DeVito comedian. If we say JDC, it gets 8 immediately. So BCC also gets 8. CC it goes also gets 6. USSR, if we Google USSR, gets 14, which is 77, right?
Yes.
So United States of America is also 77 in Chaldean. US of America 11, 17, the Masonry Foundation.
USA is 33. If you look at the I believe it's the Pythagorean. If you look at USA, it's 311 for 33. I don't remember
perhaps.
which one. I did that many years ago, but that's, you have to look at the full layout with the numbers. So if you look at the full chart, if you pull out the chart there, Phil, if you can, I don't know if you have that handy.
Sure.
But if you can look at them, so for example, Fox is 666 when you line up the F's.
Yeah.
So when we look at them, we can.
FOX is as you can see, FOX here on the Pythagoras here, but on Chaldean it's different. So FOX only 18 in Pythagoras.
Yeah.
I was supposed to present it a little bit later. So, okay, so I just, stumble upon different other things. So if you go to the Russian Empire, also TRE gets Chaldean 11. Imperial Russos, you get another 18 and 3. So it's like combinations. St. Petersburg also gets 8 and 11. Greg Gutfeld, for example, has just a guy, another conservative top star, gets Chaldean 13 as a Greg. As a GG, he gets 77 and 6. As a Gutfeld,
I'm gonna stop you there, Phil. He's Greg Gutfeld is actually born and raised in the same city I was.
Really? Wow. So he's like 50 plus years old guy, I think. So maybe you heard of him.
Yeah. Like I said, we were born and raised in the same city, but I never met him. But we're very close in age. We went to different schools, but we're from the same exact city.
So all of a sudden, he becomes the king of the late night. So all his shows are presented with the orange style, and he has a 33 in last name. Also NASA, Pythagoras 8, astronaut Chaldean 33, Mir station, Russian station, gets 7 and 22, ISS 11 and 7, and that's this horn flashing McDowell girl that was supposed to show first. Rob Long, another guy here also. If you check him throughoutly, he's presented as 17 here and 7 because he has a martini shot show on his Instagram. So I was trying to check throughoutly. Martini is also 18, so 666, and 12 is 666. So I think it's kind of really shot is 17. Ankler is another, his show is 18. So he's like, all around with these combinations. And if you check a look at how it's presented with letter A before the ankler, like at the ankler. And you're supposed to, I think, check the whole ATHENKLER, which gets Chaldean 33. So he is like everybody that's going to anything, like even he's Googling and set up a joke, set up something, also gets Chaldean and Pythagoras 11. So I mean, he's setting up his Instagram with all these 11s everywhere. And for example, Chinese People's Republics, also Pythagoras 111. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, the number game is very real.
CPR, also Chinese People's Republic 13 Chaldean. CCP, which is Chinese Communist Party, also 13 and 77. French Republic 77 and 5 plus 8, 13.
Philip, I have to stop you right there real quick.
Yep.
The reason number 13 is very important is in the Bible it's the number of rebellion. Just like they had 13 colonies. It's all everything. There's a huge backstory to all these numbers. The specific ones you always see, there's a relation to history, and that's why they spotlight these numbers constantly, as we know.
Thank you for 13 and 31 is pretty much. Sometimes they use 31, sometimes they use 13. Yeah, they flip it up. And Emmanuel Macron, Emmanuel name is getting Chaldean 33 also, and EM first letters get 9. And as you see, this is one of the mainstream pictures that were shown on French Rebellion that was recently mainstream. And as you can see, this situation all the way around when the guy is pressing with the knee of the head of the policeman from the backside. So I mean, that's the same script, different countries. ABC The View, also one of the most popular shows that I stumbled upon, gets a Pythagoras 44, and Greg Gutfeld always mocking them. I hope everything's okay with RV. RV is here. Okay. Dr. Anthony Fauci gets Chaldean 77. So Gutfeld also mocking him all the way around. So Belka Strelka is Russian first cosmonauts, I would say. Very strange, but they get the Chaldean 33. Yuri Gagarin gets 11 and the 9. So basically 9/11. Vostok, first spaceship of Yuri Gagarin, also gets 3 and 11. If you translate it in English, it's gonna get the east, because Vostok is east in Russian. So also Chaldean 13 and 9. MiG is the plane that Yuri Gagarin crashed upon, Chaldean 8. USSR, if you spell it in Russian, you get the Chaldean 17, which is the day of, not the year of founding of Masonry. FH. Biden gets heated. Yeah, that's where we start with Biden. I hope RV just has a thunder, so we get a little low signal from him. So I hope he reconnects. Let's see. I'm gonna keep presenting with another folder. Okay. Let's see. So we get this another channel which is called Redacted, and I stumble upon the expert whose name is Ralph Schleierhammer or something, and it's getting Pythagoras 88 and Chaldean 69. So I mean, these guys are actually crazy, and they are setting up the names as they want, and they've been calling about French riots. And the document that was spread online was called the Mirage. And it's also getting double 9s, both in Pythagoras and Chaldean. And here's this guy, Ralph Schleierhammer. What is the actual chance of him getting this, 88? What is the chance? Okay, but if we scroll a little bit further, we'll get he is like political analyst, which is PA. Also get Pythagoras 8 here. Political analyst gets a 9 and 13. That's his Raphael. That's his spelling of his nickname on Twitter, A Raphael. And as you can see, he's getting 33. Let's see if we come back. No, he's having a thunder is what he's saying. So I hope he comes back. And just Raphael is 32, which is also a Scottish Rite number, and 12, 3, 9. So it's basically another one. Fourth, 233s here. Okay, so if you just put his first letters like RS and political analyst here, you also get this 666, 977s here, whatever you wish. And they've been talking about the French collapse in that video. They've been saying this collapse, and it's Chaldean 33. So that's the redacted guys. CM is the first name of one of the redacted, Clayton Morris, and that's his wife Anne Nellie Motors. She's 99, as you can see. Clayton Morris, Nellie Morris. Tone itself is 13 in Chaldean 88 or 7, whatever you wish. And Clay itself is 14, 77, and 8, which is more important. Okay, so that's the folder of redacted. Device is not connected. I hope he's getting connected now. As he said, there's a big thunder in his area. Let me check through the comments. Video quality is not the best for some reason. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. Ruby Star, that's the ancient Greek who had concept on round earth theory. Eratosthenes, yeah. Eratosthenes, exactly. I was thinking he was spelling with the A. So Ruby Star, thank you for your comment. I'm not doing camera today because the signal of RV is not good, so I wasn't supposed to ruin the signal even more. Feel I'm using my phone. Okay. But he cannot connect. Well, let me go to another folder. Let's see. I have another folder, and that's called Judge Napolitano folder, and it's not very big, but who's Clayton? That's wrong. So he was actually chatting with Kennedy, and the Kennedy website is kennedy24.com. As you can see, it's here, very easily decoded. Judge Napolitano, Judge Nep, actually gets Judge Nep is his nickname, by the way. He gets both Pythagoras and Chaldean 33. So very interesting guy. So all of a sudden he is trying to promote his friend, or maybe not friend. As you can see, his face is not very happy. And he is RV came back.
Can you hear me, Phil?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I'm on my phone now because power's out. My thunder's been very bad here. The power's out, but I'm back on.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, I was showing one folder with redacted YouTube channel, which also I stumbled upon as one of the most popular recently, and also gets 33. And also Judge Nep, the guy who is promoting Robert Kennedy currently, and as you can see, Kennedy website here is shown clearly 33. Judge Knapp himself, he calls himself Judge Knapp because probably Judge Napolitano is very long. So his nickname also on his channel is Judge Knapp, and it gets both Pythagoras Chaldean 33, and also Robert Kennedy Jr. gets a 13 and a 7 here. And if you check exactly as written as a Robert Kennedy Jr., it's get a Pythagoras 77 and 8 here. And I only have left my Biden folder, big Biden folder. So if you have something to add, let's go to. If you don't have anything to add, let's go to Biden folder.
Yeah, I want. Yeah, Phil, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the thing about Robert Kennedy, very important, is Robert is 33 in numerology, and so is Kennedy. So John F. Kennedy is obviously just Kennedy 33, but they love the Robert Kennedy, so that's the dual 33
Robert,
as well.
Yeah, Robert
and Kennedy.
And Kennedy. Yes, exactly. So I didn't even see these because I was just looking exactly what's written on the screen and trying to try to check out that exactly what's written on the screen, and I didn't even check his
It's
name.
amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Thanks for your addition.
And also too, Phil, with it's very important to mention this with NASA. They have Kennedy Space Center, Kennedy Space Center. So it's 33 Space Center, just like Johnson Space Center in Houston for Masons. Johnson's 33. So both U.S. space stations in Florida and Texas, they're both 33 with Johnson and Kennedy.
So what I was trying to say is that all of a sudden Biden started to be unfavorable by Americans. Mainstream media, conservative media started to bomb him more efficiently, I would say. And he was popping up with all these titles like, well, we should actually go to what you were saying before because it's more important too. Let's see. So he was saying here, run of ammunition. We stopped at this 88 here. And the next clip was supposed to be this one because it's also important in current discussion. I hope we won't get banned for this one. Let's see.
Yes.
God damn, Jimmy. This some.
So I think you were trying to tell me, show me that these guys are using these cups, right?
Yes. So what I want to explain to the viewers is this. Masons, in their own writings, they learn to communicate without speaking. So you have the blue and gold cups. Blue and gold is 33 in numerology, and Pythagorean and Chaldean. Now, when you look back at the director, who's also an actor in the movie, look at the wallpaper. There are 33 on the wallpaper behind Quentin Tarantino. So look behind him there. Yeah, look behind them and look at the 33 with the threes. They're perfect. It's like people don't see this. Yeah, the wallpaper. There's 33 in the wallpaper, and they love the mirror reflection. Have that yellow mirror. They love the mirror duality reflection. They love that as well. So everything's Masonic here, and he also has that planet, on his shirt as well. So they love to invert everything. Yeah.
Globe here. Yeah.
Yeah, and also do you have that photo I sent you with the kids yes, that's important because it relates as well.
Let's go to this photo first.
Yeah. So there's so many things happening here. The obvious 33 with this CNN news story, these kids went around their neighborhood and collected 33 masks. But look at that one mask. What color do you see in that one mask? Everything's white except one. You see that? On the bottom right? What color is that?
I think it's yellow.
Gold and purple.
Yeah.
Gold and purple. That's 33 as well. So you have your dual 33s integrated within the 33. So, and you get back to the kids. One age is 9, the other is 11. So the two brothers, and now look at this. One leg is like a 9, the other's like an 11 as well. You don't see that? How if you turn to the side, I mean, look at the photo. There's one leg against, of course, the brick wall of Freemasonry, but one leg is up, like the number 9.
Yeah, I see now. Yes.
Yeah, and the other's 11. So, and the shirts, of course, just like the cups from Pulp Fiction. One's gold, one's purple. I'm sorry, one gold and blue for 33. So everything is coded without speaking. They're telling you, Masons know exactly, reading all the symbols. And obvious 33. It's not 30 mass. It's not 41 mass. It has to be 33. But the important thing is blue and gold, or gold and blue is 33 in both Pythagorean and both Chaldean. The important thing to mention as well is the police. Police being 33 in numerology, they have their uniforms. The badges are blue and gold, and also to the handcuffs when they're not cuffed, they're hanging. They are 3s. So you have, if you put like two cups together and they're hanging, they're 33s, and they have the K9 unit, K and 9. That's 911 in reverse. So a K is 11. So K9 is 11-9. So it's 911 reversed. And they also use a billy club for Freemasonry with Baphomet. So every little thing they do, and of course, what did the police use as their symbol? The star. So everything has to do with the occult when it comes to these police departments. And Paul comes from the star.
So I will say, respect to you.
Yeah, and exactly, if we talk about this gold and blue topic, I'm sorry if I accidentally played this too loud. If we talk about this topic recent, because everything is related to two mainstream topic. If you Google through US mainstream media, you find out that talking about Biden, either Trump or presidential campaign, so on, and they're talking about war, right? Yeah. So this is war, this is like blah blah blah. And so recently State Department came up with this new guy here who I think was trying to tell us something, a new message.
Your first question, we believe the war has been a strategic failure for Ukraine. The secretary spoke to this in a speech he gave in Helsinki last month, I believe it was. What's that? So, I'm sorry, a strategic failure for Ukraine. Thank you for the correction. Which is, I need more than one correction today. A strategic, this is the first time at the podium for a week. I'm apparently a little rusty. A few things.
So as you can see, he was probably put there not to be mocked or something, just to be corrected twice in a row. No. This guy is seriously repeating the message twice, right? So, yes.
But it is a reality, which means they have 13 shipyards. In some cases, their shipyard has more capacity. One shipyard has more capacity than all of our shipyards combined.
And this guy is talking about Chinese fleet capacity. So he's basically saying that Chinese have a fleet capacity of building fleet. One is more than just listen to him.
Okay, but it is a reality, which means they have 13 shipyards. In some cases, their shipyard has more capacity. One shipyard has more capacity than all of our shipyards combined.
So basically he's saying, like, we don't have Navy anymore, and we don't have presidents in the Navy. So that's another message that they sending us recently.
Yeah, and the number 13 too, Phil. He said the number 13 for rebellion as well.
Exactly, because they mark these messages with these numbers, as what you've been saying, because they're supposed to, so everybody from their society understands what's going on. Exactly. He's saying exactly, like this newscast. I don't know if you have seen it, but let me just stop it for a second. Let's see, because I stumbled upon this through this channel. This channel is pretty much open on YouTube. Anybody can go here and find out a lot of interesting videos. Like, for example, this, where he's showing the commercial.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise.
But, you know, the whole commercial is about gambling, right? So it's like
heartbeat
guys
skips as a man
are
slips.
paying their money to earn some profits, I would think, but they are losing it. Actually, as you know, gambling is a way to lose money, not to earn it. And the first thing you
In the
see in
blink
this
of an
advertisement is the Masonic ring and Masonic symbolism on his glasses here.
Nice
So
one. Yeah.
basically, guys is showing CEC. I mean, Cox Communication is also 33. So everything shows up that this channel is also aware of all this symbolism. So I scroll through all his videos, found out that he is the only one who keeps this video about third century celebration of Freemasons, which was deleted from every YouTube channel, but he is not. So basically, there's a whole bunch of people there. You can scroll through this, and you can find out that there's a presentation here, and they've been showing all their Masonic, I would say, Masonic achievements. And one of the achievement was creation of United States of America. And so if we go and scroll through all his channel, you'll find this Fox News guy here who also been interviewing one of the Freemasons, the grand historian, 33 degree, Jeff Wondering.
A lot of prominent early Americans. All these guys were in control of the country. They're all having secret meetings. You can understand why somebody would think it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, but I think there were I don't know how many exact members, 27.
You got
So he's like asking how many presidents were. He doesn't even know, this guy. But so founding fathers actually is 77 and 13 at the same time. And here we go with this guy Shilu. Currently he is a Godfield substitute on his show, and his last name spells with Shilu, like Shil. And take a look at this. Take a look at this clip without any comments. I have a little music here. I'm gonna turn it down. Yes.
Happy Friday, everyone! I am Tom Shalhoub, in for Greg Gutfeld, who said he had to go save some orphans. At least that's what he texted me. Anyway, let's welcome tonight's guests. She serves her financial reports with baked beans and collard greens. Co-host of The Bottom Line on Fox Business, Dagan McDowell. He took me out to dinner and he asked for a copay. Host of Ask Dr. Drew, Dr. Drew Pinsky. When she goes on a rant, she packs a suitcase. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. And to him, Big Ben is just Ben. The NWA's World Heavyweight Champion, Tyrus!
So Tyrus is 33 only on Instagram when he's saying like he's spelled like Tyrus Smash. So I googled this 33. So they basically start with Shilu, 32, and go through 33s and finish up with 32 again. So it's like symbolic as what they editors I think doing this job.
Yeah,
like,
in chronological order. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. So let's
Not the Yahoo.
Okay, now to some news. Even CNN hacks know no one wants another cup of joe. Turns out President Biden is not so popular with the American people. Also, the sun is hot. CNN broke the news, and it's horrible news. Horrible for Joe Biden.
Horrible news. Horrible for Joe Biden in our new CNN poll. 2/3 of all of the American people surveyed, 66% of the public, say that a Biden victory would either be a setback or a disaster for the United States.
A setback or a disaster? We've been in disaster territory for a while now. Am I right, audience?
So basically, I found a lot of influence of Scottish Rite in current administration. And, actually, even one guy contacted on Instagram and was like pointing out like, no, Scottish Rite is okay. My grandfather was there. I say, like, what are you proud of? Actually, you don't even know. Are you having narcissistic disorder? Why are you trying to, pretend that you are like somebody illuminated or something? You probably, I'm not saying like all the Masons are bad, but I'm saying these stars Masons who are like presenting us the mainstream agenda, like the decision-making media, right? I'm not talking about ordinary Masons who are probably fooled by this Masonic system, and probably some of
100%.
them are, probably some of them are very good people and do charity, I don't know, whatever. But these high-level stars, and I don't know if this resonates with what you were saying before, these high-level stars, they're like pointing out the secret numerology messages which are being read by these Masonic elites, right? Who know what to do next. They need to predict the future, they need to know what's going on, and they need to react fast. That's why this media is actually working and is popular, right?
Exactly. You know, I want to jump in here real quickly while you're playing that clip. Of course, you have the bricks for Freemason in the back. We have to understand why the bricks are important, because biblically, the Masons, you know, God created, you know, stones, but Masons use artificial stones as bricks. They make artificial rock. So that's the whole illusion part of that. I don't want to go on too long, but the foundation of many things about why the name Masons, it comes from bricklayers, and they're making artificial stones, like this artificial world. So it's very important for people to understand the basis foundation of all these things. But what you were saying about Philip, about Masons, you're 100% correct. Lower level Masons are deceived. It's just like the Catholic Church. There's millions of good Catholics that mean well, but they don't know there's demons working in the Catholic Church at the top. It's the same philosophy, or not philosophy, or same principle with Masons. Lower level Masons, they're clueless. They don't know. At the very top, they worship Lucifer, and Lucifer is Polaris. I want to be very clear about that. The pole star, or the North Star, that's the eye in the sky. That's the Prince of Power in the air that's stationary above, and that's why they call God the Most High, because the Prince of Power in the air is in the sky. He's the main star, and that's the North Star, Polaris, or Lucifer.
Let's see. Yes, and this clip also very interesting one. I found it very good to
Masonry
show.
says it's the largest fraternal organization in the world. Its membership has included well-known figures in politics, business, and entertainment. Even so, it remains shrouded in mystery, even suspicion. Now, Massachusetts Masons are celebrating their 275th anniversary. Perfect opportunity for Greg Whalen to take a look at the world of the compass and the square.
Ritual, symbol, ceremony, all marks of Freemasonry, along with colorful traditional regalia of ancient origin, such as the apron and their emblem, the square and compasses.
This is a jewel. They call it a jewel of office.
Members aren't always certain what drew them to what they call the craft.
Probably a little bit of the pomp and ceremony, and probably partly the mystery as well. The Freemasons have always had that aura of mystery about them.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. They are patriotic and charitable, operating hospitals and Boston's Shriner Burn Center. 13 presidents, including Harry Truman and FDR, were Masons. They have female auxiliary organizations, but the Boston gathering marking the 275th anniversary of the Massachusetts Grand Lodge was for the men.
It is a fraternity with a worldwide reach and a worldwide membership, with members in some of the most troubled places in the world, including Serbia.
It's very difficult to be Mason in our country. You know what happened in the last 18 years.
They begin and end their meetings with a prayer, though they say they are not a religious group.
Whether we're Christians or Muslims or Jewish, all these religions, the great religions of the world, have a common focus, and that is that man should be a good man and help his fellow men.
Nonetheless, the Catholic Church forbids membership in what it views as a secretive parallel religion.
So basically, as what they've been doing before, clip is not that long, but still maybe boring for some. So what they're composing, the editors are composing the mainstream media. So if they are talking about, for example, Biden root canal, this is not just like for some fun, right? They're doing it for some reason. So actually, Biden was missing one day, and they've been asking her what's happening. She was saying he had a problem with root canal. If you go with root canal, is Chaldean 33. For example, this situation with Sandbag, right? He is saying exactly, I got Sandbag. Because I don't hear sandbag it. I hear I got sandbag. So he's like swallowing the end. And if you actually understand what he's saying I got sandbag. So he's like
yeah, you know what, Phil, I'm going to jump in here because you're 100% correct. People think, oh, it's nonsense. No, because, for example, Dr. Fauci, he showed up during the fake pandemic, and he was wearing a mask with penguins on it. And penguin in numerology is 33. So why would you have a bunch of penguins on a mask during this so-called pandemic? And why would you have all these? I mean, there's all these penguins all over. So it's and you're spot on about the sandbag and about root canal. There's hidden little Easter eggs in what they're presenting. So I really want to thank you for pointing that out.
Fauci.
Yeah, put Dr. Fauci and then penguin face mask, and you'll see it. You should see it.
I was maybe I'm misspelling it, but I was having a screenshot with his name. He also has 33 in my decoding.
Yeah, but put penguin. Put penguin though. Penguin. Yeah, penguin.
Penguin. Yes, right. Maybe I'm wrong in spelling.
Yeah, maybe just check the spell checker on that on the Google.
Let's see. Penguins. Penguins.
Or penguin.
Yeah,
singular penguin.
Penguin. Yeah, 33 exactly. As a penguin was in Batman movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They
DeVito
love
guy, and we're talking about DeVito, right?
Perfect, spot on. Yeah, it's exactly right. People have no clue about these things, and all of it's in plain sight of why they do. It's just like when they had this story about someone destroying a star in Hollywood. They used a pickaxe. Pickaxe is 33 numerology. So you're spot on there, Phil, with root canal and everything they're using. This is exactly when they fabricated a story. This masonry encoded all the way around.
Yeah, look at the pose, by the way. He's like, why he's doing this at the same time, saying like, I got sandbag. So he's saying like, look at me, I look like Lucifer. And they represent
one thing I want to mention too. One thing I want to mention too, there, Phil, is with Joe Biden is very important. So these are literally just actors on the world stage. So he's an older guy, and they love to fool the public. They'll have the mask, and I have it on my channel with the man.
Yes, I was supposed to show it right now. Yes.
Yeah.
You've been making a video, and I also made a little video. Didn't see you doing it.
Yeah.
It was a short.
Oh my gosh, that's
so that's a viral video, actual viral video that was viral in the internet, and it was pointing. It was Belfast, but I actually found the original video. It was in Dublin, and I'm asking like, what about the mask? So yes, they lied about Belfast, but what about the mask? And so that was exactly at the same period when he was. That poll came out that 66%, 67%. So actually, he popped out recently with this thing.
It's hard to tell, but it's clearly.
As you can see, he has marks on his face.
Yeah.
I was also decoding it, and also it has 33s, 32s. If you Google this device that he's supposed to be wearing, but in Russia, people actually were making fun of it. And said like he was wearing something like this, and so who knows actually what he is doing.
Phil, if you watch my video, I showed this woman that was head of disguise with the CIA, and she was in the White House with George Bush wearing a mask, and George Bush didn't know she was wearing a mask. So this whole mask thing's been going on for a long time, and it's the duality as well. They love your actual face, and then you have a mask. So it's the duality. That's why, like superheroes, a lot of them wear masks, in comic books. And of course, a lot of celebrities, they have dual names. Like Beyonce is also known as Sasha Fierce. They love the two. It's not just one name. They like and that's why their god, their false god, Lucifer has multiple names. They love that duality aspect. But what I'm getting at is, yeah, they've been doing the whole mask thing for the longest time. And the reason with Joe Biden is too, he could be in multiple places because it's obviously not him. Just like Madonna even mentioned one time, she goes, "I have 3 lookalikes," and she said it was for security reasons, but it's so they're not burnt out. So Joe Biden could be at home or somewhere, and they could have a replacement flying and going somewhere, and it's not even really him. So it's very convenient for them. Plus, obviously, they love to fool the public.
Yeah, very interesting information about Madonna. Never heard about it, but
Yeah.
actually, she's having some problems with currently. So I might also check.
Yeah,
some
that's an
media
old video though. Yeah, Phil, that was an old video. I mean, many years ago, about 10 years ago, she talks about, quote, her safe. She goes, "Yeah, I have actual lookalikes," and they're told, people are told she's going to be in France. It's not even actually her. She basically admits it. She said quotes for security reasons and to protect her, blah blah blah, all these things. But they love to leak out the truth. They always do that. They always put the truth, little Easter eggs with truth in plain sight.
Yes, I agree with that. So that was one of the polls I also stumbled upon. As you can see, U.S. adults extremely very proud to be American. So 33 are not proud at all.
Yeah, a lot of polls, like presidential polls, they'll say approval rating 33% or 66%. All these.
Yeah.
They've done it many times with Obama. They've done that many times with the 33 as well.
Hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home, and he has become a bit of a pariah around the world. It's not just NATO.
So it looks like
just
it's him actually this time. So I mean, when I saw him getting all this bad news, he started to pop up by himself, and that's what I'm trying to tell you right now, because I've seen this clip when he's on the beach. So that's basically not a mask, guys. You can see that's him.
Yeah.
So basically he has several doublers, but he was forced to act by himself, I think. And perhaps that guy who was wearing the mask and was riding around with Hunter Biden was actually, playing a role. And I agree with your video, because this mask thing is very suspicious, because this guy doesn't have any problems with skin or something, right?
Well, here, Phil, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What's very important to mention is you mentioned Jim Carrey in depth, and two things I want to mention. He was in this TV show called In Living Color back in the 90s, where behind him was an Illuminati pyramid with the all-seeing eye, and also too, he was in a movie called The Mask. When he's wearing a hat, he's holding his hands like 666. So you can Google Jim Carrey mask in the movie. So the whole mask thing goes way, way back, and they love to put that in plain sight. One last thing about the mask before you look up Jim Carrey with the Mask movie is I seen many years ago they had this like party with all these elites from England, and they're all putting a mask in front of their face, like with a stick, and they're putting a mask in front of their face while they're greeting each other. It's a very bizarre ritual they're doing with that.
Yeah, the mask was probably one of the first videos I watched with Jim Carrey, and it was a very cool one, as what I was thinking when I was 15 or 16, I think.
Yeah.
But, Jim Carrey actually was the guy who was in the famous movie Truman Show, right? So,
Absolutely, yes.
He is a very significant in this message providing information. So, also very interesting screenshot from his recent account in Instagram with he's trying to say something like no one knows me, right? So if you try to debunk this, not debunk, but decode this, you see that he was trying to send us information of 17 at least, or 18 666, or Jim Carrey, no one knows me, also 11 and 11 here. Jim Carrey, no one knows me, 21 22. Also 3 and 22. 322 is their number, right? So I'm watching it in combinations. I'm not watching like if the number is like not 33. I'm watching the combinations always, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you something, Phil. Have Have you ever seen the movie called Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey?
Yes, yes, yes. Very cool one.
Okay, there's a very important scene where he's inside of this one bar in I think it's Wyoming. He was at, and there's
Yes.
in the bar on the wall.
Colorado,
there's like
Colorado. It was Colorado. I
Colorado.
think.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that. In Colorado, look at the state seal for Colorado. Google state seal for Colorado right now while I'm speaking, please, and you'll see something. Just type in Google state seal Colorado. You'll see something very, very interesting. But let me get back to what I was saying. So when he's in the bar in Colorado, he sees this frame with the newspaper clipping, and it says "Man landed on the moon." So he looks at it, he goes, "We landed on the moon," and then he goes, yeah, and he's like celebrating. He found out for the first time, and then he goes into the room, and what do they have in the room when he opens the door? It's a window like the glass firmament in the door he opens. So they're giving you clues of this world, like without speaking. So Masons always give clues, like I said, without speaking. They'll never admit they're Masons. They'll put signs of flat earth truth in plain sight, but they'll never say the earth is flat. But they'll give you clues. But anyways, go ahead.
And the city is Aspen. Let me see if Aspen.
Yeah. And you just showed that state seal. I'm sorry. I'm the not the state.
22.
Yeah, the state seal. Yeah, the state seal there.
Yes.
Yeah, with the pyramid.
Yeah, Pyramid of Sinai. State of Colorado. Yes. Okay, let's go further on our.
One last thing, Phil. One last thing about why is Denver so important, specifically in Colorado?
Yes.
It's it's called Mile High.
Airport.
That too, but the reason they love the whole Colorado, Denver, is because they want to be like the Most High. It's a very high land, so it's like it's elevated. It's very hard to breathe there because the air is very thin because it's a mile high above sea level. So they love this idea of being closer to God, closer to the firmament, and like just like the Tower of Babel, trying to reach heaven. That's why they really love Colorado and Denver specifically with the airport and all these things, because it's ascending the apex, just like Masons have ladders ascending to heaven. They want to be like God. They want to be high as God. So that's an important thing people need to realize why they really love Colorado and Denver specifically.
And also interesting information about these murals. I don't know if you have been decoding them. I just don't have enough time to do everything. And I haven't seen anybody doing these murals decoding in Denver airport. I think that's
I have.
message.
Yeah, I have because, Phil, one thing is the murals, I decoded them with the sword through the dove. That means the death of peace. Also, they have Masonic square and compass, and they have the name Zimmerman on it. Zimmerman is 33. So I made a video maybe a decade ago about the Denver airport and all the symbolism with the dead children, and looks like war and peace mixed together. That's duality. So yeah, I've actually made videos on Denver and Colorado, specifically when there were psyops in that state with Aurora, and I covered the Denver airport, how they built an airport over the old construction. So now you have a vast tunnel system underneath the airport. So yeah, I covered that in detail many years ago.
Yeah, I was very surprised because I was actually in that airport when it was just built. I think it was in 95 or 96. So I was very surprised because it has a subway underneath. I never seen subway at that time of my life on the airport. So like not the subway to airport, but subway on the airport. So I think they have tunnels which go all the way to DC from there. That's why they use it as symbolism. And they also have some bases in Wyoming, which is nearby. And I think they also use this mountain range of Rocky Mountains for these bunkers and so on. Deep underground military bases are also related to Colorado and Wyoming Rocky Mountains. And that's why Dumb and Dumber also pointing us to these underground facilities that are located there.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention too about the movie Dumb and Dumber, it's not about the movie title. It's regarding public society, how they're the dumb and dumber, and they don't see the messages within the movie. There's a lot of coded things in there that people are missing. And one thing, talking about the airport as well, when they have the barbed wire fence, usually they have the barbed wire to keep people out. They have the barbed wire facing where it's leaning towards or keeping people in. And so that gives you an idea of this obviously being a potential FEMA camp in the future for so when a lot of people are no longer here because of the plunge, you know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be gone. So it's like this. When you're a farmer, the less cows you have, the easier it is to control them. So they want to thin the population, like they go to Africa and they thin the wildebeest. Less people, it's easier to control. So what it comes down to, they're getting their everything in order for the new world order, and this is what I see happening. We don't know the time frame. We don't know, but I truly believe they're putting things in plain sight. Like, this is your future. They're like putting in our face. This is the future for those that still remain. This is how you're gonna live.
Yeah, the whole Ukraine thing with gold and blue flag and all this situation with all this information with Biden's and so on. So I stumbled upon this idea that it's all a black spot, because a black spot is in piracy when you receive this certain thing. Let me show it.
Yeah.
Little clip here. When you receive this, oh, I'm sorry, not this one. This one. That's a Russian cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this guy comes to this pirate treasure island. It has subtitles.
Yeah, I see it.
Я не вижу тебя, но слышу, как дрожат твои пальцы. Протяни свою правую руку и поднеси к моей руке. Дело сделано.
So I basically think Biden received this black spot and started to show in the public because, you know, he started to do something, because that's his last chance to, you know, whatever, hang on to next elections. I think they're just trying to blame everything on him and get rid of him and replace him with some new guy like Robert Kennedy or Gavin Newsom or whatever. Just a whole bunch
I think it might be Trump.
people.
I think they're bring Trump back in. But one thing I want to talk about this cartoon, there's symbolism there too, with the blind in the right eye, because the Antichrist will be blinded in the right eye, like mentioned in the Bible. So if you go back a little bit,
the pirate here, yeah, the pirate here.
And also too, pirate is 33 numerology as well. Pirate is 33.
Yes, and the black spot also is 33. So this whole pirate tradition, and also black spot is significant because it has like 27 and 33, which is 9 and 3 times 3 and 3 multiplied by 3. So it's like all the way around, I would say, merry-go-round thing. And also
good one on the black spot, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, black spot. So he received this black spot, and I think that's why he acts weird this way, started to show up and so on. So maybe we can see some new information popping up soon. And that was only the first topic we wanted to discuss today, and we have already talked for 70 minutes. Do you have more time to discuss the other topics?
Sure, absolutely. I'm happy to.
Okay, so let's see. The second topic was yellow and blue thing. I was pointing out
golden blue.
Golden blue, yes.
But one thing I want to mention before we continue, Philip, I want to mention one thing. So Ukraine, of course, the golden blue, and also too, they have, of course, the trident, which is huge in Masonic symbolism with the trident logo, just like was it Lamborghini? I forgot which car company, the Maserati or Lamborghini. They also have the trident. I forgot which one, or maybe it was Ferrari. I forgot. But also too, I need to mention this before we even continue. Is Yevgeny Prigozhin. Obviously, he's a huge puppet in the world stage. He's an actor. He's a Mason, just like Putin, just like everybody involved with this bogus everything that's happening. I got to be careful how I say it. Everything that's happening is all 100% propaganda. People need to understand that. And you've covered it.
It's
all
you've seen
lies.
me covered, really, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's all
was,
lies.
I first was thinking this way. Then I was bought in because my family was exactly in the location where he was headed, and I was like, I saw he's like taking down one helicopter, second helicopter, third helicopter, and it's like, wow, these helicopters are falling down. These guys are serious. I mean, and the next
So let me
day I
jump
was
in.
like,
Let me jump in
wow.
here real quick, Philip. What I'm getting at is this: it's like this. It's like the Rodney King riots. What started was fake. Rodney King was not the man on the ground; it was a white man. I showed a video on that. But people react to it. They create something where people, yes, some people are getting hurt, but everything is, they're creating it. Everybody's going in that direction. So I'm not saying some people are not getting hurt, but with their spotlighting, I've seen so many videos where you could tell it's a drill, like these Ukrainian forces attacking the Russian bunker. And then the vehicle leaves and all these Ukrainian soldiers are left in the open in front of the trenches. It makes no sense. They'd be hiding behind the vehicles. And one person said in the comments under the video, wow, it's hard to believe. It's like we're watching a movie, this war. It's like a movie. And I said, that's exactly it. So what I'm getting at is what they're showing on television is 100% propaganda. It doesn't mean some bad things are not happening, but when they spotlight it, just like anything else, like say a quote, a bang bang event. You know what I mean by that? There's real ones that happen, but the ones they spotlight are their creation. That's the same thing that's happening with this war. When they spotlight it, it's their creation. Also, obviously, it's all pro-Ukraine, and that's all they show is pro-Ukraine, everything anti-Russia. And it's obvious for those that remove their emotions. This is all staged and fabricated. But of course, people are really getting hurt, but they're not showing that real stuff on TV. They only show what they're creating on TV. They did this with the Iraq War too, with Jessica Lynch, that fake ambush. The same thing. They even admitted later on, BBC. Yeah, they said it was fake. It's a fake. And the name Jessica Lynch, like she was being lynched. So they've been doing this for the longest time.
Yeah, like this guy Derek Chauvin, like he was doing it in the city of Minnesota. Minnesota was one of the states that was given by Napoleon to the states with the Louisiana deal, famous Louisiana Purchase. And so one of these marshals or generals of Napoleon was called Chauvin. And after his last name, the chauvinism is named and branded. Chauvinism is like when one race guys so like basically racism. First racism was called chauvinism after this general. And we have Derek Chauvin, who is involved in this event in 2020. Well, very it's all composed, and sometimes people actually can buy into, and very even important people, VIPs, can buy into. So that's why it's important to stay on track and watch such channels as They Live True. And I put your link again in the description. And so everybody who is not subscribed, do it very fast before the channel gets deleted and so on.
Thank you.
Well, finishing up with this stuff and continue with colors. What is your take on colors? Do you feel that some colors are showing us sometimes some hidden information about on what team is this current brand or, I don't know, organization or, I don't know, country is working for? What side is it on? Maybe like what they say in Masonry when they were doing it in France, they put this tricolor, as what they say, French flag, red, blue, and white. Like they're saying it's fraternity, freedom, and liberty, right? So
I want to mention this about colors because we have to first back up here. We have to obviously this is I'm speaking the obvious. Everything that Masons do is Satanism and Masonry is intertwined. All they can do is steal. So God created animals, God created colors. People say goats are evil. No, they're God's creation, but they steal them and use it for their presentation, just like bats, just like everything. It's so getting back to colors, they love to steal like the rainbow and make it for pride, for those people. So they only can do is steal. So getting back to the color situation, the color of, like, for example, very important is the red and blue. Red and blue make purple, and it's either witchcraft or it's royalty. And it's the same. So that's why they love the red and blue colors. Like when you go to stores, specifically in the U.S., a lot of gas stations and big companies, it's the red and blue with the logos.
And going about sports
And
and gambling and sports, red and blue is boxing matches, right? And it was like historical.
the gloves, yeah, the gloves, the colors. But the big thing is the orange, because orange is the only color in numerology that is 33. But there's combined colors, like I mentioned, with the golden blue that make 33 in Pythagorean and Chaldean. So it's very important to understand. For example, green. Why is green important? Because for money, because green is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So that's why they selected the color green, because green is the color of a serpent. So everything
And
is color coordinated.
green is gold and blue mixed together. If you know, gold and blue mixed together makes a green color.
Gold and blue makes green. Wow, that's true. And that's a great point you make there. But yeah, that's really interesting. So everything comes together with their color coordination with everything. But a real big one, I got to be careful how I say this, Philip, is that like in Switzerland, where they have the red and white flag. The red is for blood and the white is for the male. What's the secretion? I'll just say it kindly. That's why they love in ritualistic things, blood and that. You know what I mean? Of course, with the male, I'll just say sperm. So they like to. It's in Aleister Crowley, in ritualistic magic, they like to mix the two, just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Blood, sugar, sex, magic, and the red and white is a huge thing. And like, for example, when you see a lot of the crosses with the red and white, that's what the color symbolizes. And people don't know about these type of things. And a huge one in Satanism is black and yellow. They love the black and yellow symbolism as well, besides the obvious Halloween colors of orange and black. So colors. So how did I learn about this stuff? Of course, I'm a Christian, but I like to research Satanism to know their methods. So I went to a satanic website, and they give you all the meanings with the candle colors. They like to light candles, and each candle has different colors, and they tell you the meaning, this, and this. So you study your enemy to understand your enemy. That's basically what I've done for the longest time.
Yeah, and this coronation recently also was preceded with horses with blue flowers here on a gold carriage, and the whole inside was, I would say, blue, yes, yellow, blue, gold, blue color carpet there. Everybody was dressed, like everybody important was dressed in blue and gold colors, blue and yellow colors, and so on. So, I mean, that's really representative.
Blue, gold, yeah. Yeah, one thing I want to mention too, you mentioned Biden. This is so important, Philip, and I'm so glad you're bringing this up, because you're talking about the horses. So remember when Biden got his first jab, remember that he was wearing a polo shirt with a horse. It was the white horse. Then when he got his booster, he had the red horse. So in the Bible, in that order, is the white and red. And the white equals conquering, and the red equals war for blood. And so this is why they did in that order. They're telling you the next stage of their script in colors with the horses. So definitely what's happening with the Russia and Ukraine was planned to happen long ago. And a lot of people don't even know why this is supposedly happening. You know, people talk about it, but they don't know. Supposedly, Ukraine wants to break away and join the UN, and Russia says, no, you're part of the old Soviet Union. Obviously, you know this, and we want you. You're not going to join them. You're not sovereign. You're part of us. And people that talk about these things all the time don't know why this is even supposedly going down. But the thing is this, a huge point. I need to make this point, Philip. I don't remember her name. It was a Ukrainian woman from parliament. In the very beginning of this fabrication that's happening now, she said, we need a new world order. Well, guess what? Putin said that several years ago, that we need a new world order. So they're on the same agenda, the same page. That's a very important point that people don't understand is at the top, these people are working together. Ukraine and Russia at the very top. And very few people are going to understand this, where they don't give a damn about their own people on both sides, because they're both a part of the same agenda. People need to understand the world's a stage, and all the top leaders are working together, and the people below have no idea. They have no idea this is happening.
Exactly. And by the way, Zelensky wife here, as you can see, she's
Yeah.
like in greenish color, and Zelensky, as what I was decoding here also, his party color is green, and his name spells as like green man in Russian. If you translate Zelensky, Zelený is green. So that's
Yes.
why Ukrainian flag and all this stuff contributes with this stuff. So also, and what
Like
about
Zolonia
color?
Zona.
You've been Zelený, yes. You've been talking about tritons on their emblem.
Their logo. Yeah, if you
and
could
the
find
logo.
out which
It's
card.
also Coronation Courage also has tritons here, and they've been living after being crowned. They've been living coronation in this new carriage with tritons in it. So it's all been edited with symbolism.
Can you do this for me, Philip? Do me this favor.
Yes.
Two things I want you to look up. Look at close up at the base of the Trade Center in New York. Look at what you see with the building. It's going to be very important what I'm going to mention. So look at the World Trade Center street level view, and look at what you see with the construction. It's going to be very important when you go to images, and you go look at the lower floors.
Google Map, right?
Google Images, not map, images.
Images.
Yeah, go to Google Images and type in World Trade Center buildings, lower like the foundation. You see that with the bottom part, when it comes up from the bottom, they're tridents all the way from the bottom going up. Do you see that with the bottom of the? You got to go to the bottom of the base. You got to go to where you see the very street level. You got to go to the street level. Type in street level World Trade Center. You'll see what I'm talking about. Because this is very, very important. Because they came down after 33 years.
We were talking about Marine Kingdom symbolism.
Yeah, and the point I'm making is, if you look at the monument, so you see, if you look at the bottom, now look at World Trade Center monuments. They are tridents. If you go to World Trade Center, what do you call it? Memorial.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So look at the bottom there. See the photo above. You see all the tridents going up the building.
Yes.
You see that?
Yes.
So now what I want you to do, Philip, go look at JFK Daily Plaza above view, top view. JFK Daily Plaza top view, and what are you going to see? See, they always put their symbolism in plain sight with all these things, and you have the trident as well.
Yeah. I see.
So
Yeah,
they love this, and look up trident. The god Poseidon, he's the one that holds a trident.
Exactly. I was debunking, not debunking, but exposing all this story here in this about tridents, because tritons was the topic of my research like several years ago when I was talking about parasites, how the race was actually looking. So these guys were how they were looking. These hybrids. These are hybrids who were conquering this place, and that's why in several paintings you see these elites like. They're doing like snails, like they sliding, not walking, but sliding. And you don't see the feet in the painting. Sometimes it's all covered with dresses and so on. So probably they had some tails or something. And so that's why this symbolism of tritons everywhere, and they support Ukraine as well as so on. So. Well, that's a color symbolism topic. And the last one was supposed to be about your current plans. And perhaps you should tell us about what are you researching currently? What should we expect from you?
Well, you know what? This is me, and this is the honest truth. And I don't mean to say this, but a lot of people, they look at other people's information and make videos. I'm always digging, thinking, original. We have to have the foundation of, like myself, I'll be honest with you, Philip, I don't watch many channels. I do my own research and I'm digging. I don't look at other people for information. I've always done this. I've been original. A lot of people have copied my work over the year and stole my work, numerous people, and repackaged it as their own. So, for example, I think deeper and I look deeper. For example, we talk about the firmament of heaven. Well, they say it's a vast solid dome, but I truly believe this is something going to be working on in the future, where I believe there's windows, there's portals. There must be some kind of outlet, like a pot, krishka, the krishka of a pot. There's a hole.
Yes.
So there has to be something where air can pass through, because we have a gradient. So it must, if the air gets thinner as we go up, that means there must be a release mechanism through the firmament itself. It's solid, but there must be inlets and outlets. So what I'm getting at is, you asked the question, what do you work on in the future? Things like this, looking deeper. We know there's a firmament, but how does it work? And imagine, if there's constant heat and you don't have some type of outlet source for it to escape, that makes the perfect sense. Just like below us with the water, there has to be some kind of drainage so we don't have a flood, that type of thing. Like God, like it says in the Bible, God is never going to flood this world again. So there must be this drain, and I believe that's in the Bermuda Triangle area. It could be in the Arctic region. But what I'm saying is, I believe what it comes down to is, too many people are trying to research things as they want to be the expert on things, when pretty much everything's laid out in the Bible. There's certain things we'll never know, that God will biblically will never let us know completely, because it will lead us to too much information. We must walk through faith, not just through sight. So in this world, we're not intended to know everything. But what I'm getting at is, for the whole apparatus, the whole spectrum of what I'm getting at is just look deeper into the truth. Biblically, the truth is there, and just, things are in plain sight. Like where it says in the Bible, there's windows. Like Bill Gates, what does he make? Windows, the gates of heaven, and he makes Windows computers with a Windows program. This is all like stealing from the Bible in plain sight. Things like this that people are not catching on. Everything they do, as you know, Philip, there's a reason. So moving past that, yeah, I'm always looking for new information that's right in plain sight, because, like I said, too many people are trying to be the smart guy, and they're trying to be like, they want to be the authority. They want to disregard the Bible, and they want to be the source of information. That's mockery to God, the Creator. So what I'm getting at is, those that believe, those that have faith, those are Christians, they're going to be the ones close to the truth. These other people, they're either doing it for clout, for fame, or they want to be followed like they're the authorities of truth. And these people we need to avoid. And the main thing is, out of all this, if people deny Jesus Christ, people deny the God of the Bible, all the truth in the world is not going to save your soul if you don't have that foundation.
Yeah, Babylon and this tower, great tower, symbolism also, and this influence of ancient history in Masonry and their illumination, I would say, enlightenment, knowledge, is very intriguing, as what people were saying in that clip. We have been intrigued by Masonic mysteries, and so we are here to save, to expose these, I would say, traitors of their own people, because some of these guys are just corrupt and doing the job,
nefarious things. They're doing I'm sorry, they're doing nefarious things, and that's the whole thing is, and that gets back to your research on mud floods, which I support you 1,000,000%, because they're hiding the technology before. Everything is like, oh, everything is just recently created, all these technologies supposedly late 1800s, early 1900s. No, we know this. They're lying about everything. They're hiding a lot of things, and that's to conceal the truth, of course. And I greatly appreciate you, Philip, and your work on the mud floods. Some people try to say, oh, it's anti-biblical. No, there's a lot of things that have been happening from the beginning of time. They had technologies that they're hiding, and a big part of hiding, concealing the truth, is hiding the ancient, the past. And I congratulate you on your work on that, because it's definitely, no pun intended, groundbreaking.
Yeah, we also, everybody in my channel respects your research, and we are thankful for your several decades of your job. What you're doing is very intense and very informational for everybody to watch, and I suggest everybody to subscribe, not only your YouTube channel and also to your Patreon link account, because I think you have one, right?
Yes, I do. Yes, thank you so much for that.
It has updates on all the channels that you create if you get deleted. So if you want to stick to RV and not lose him, just know his link on Patreon, and you'll find his information very fast. Okay, and everybody needs new information, and I think your research on dome and what is above the dome and how it's actually the details of this thing would be interesting to know, and watch these videos. I'll be anticipating them. I would say.
Thank you.
And yes, sorry for my English today, I'm kind of sleepy. RV
No,
link
it's fine.
is in description, and you can also, guys, Google They Live Truth in YouTube search and find his channel. As always, we finish on around 90 minutes mark, so it was a pleasure and very expected for me to chat with you, and I think you added a lot of information. Everybody is grateful in the chat. Thanks a lot for coming, and see you guys later.
Thank you so much. And Philip, let's speak a little bit offline just for a few minutes. I want to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks so much for that, Philip, and everybody else that's listening in. I greatly appreciate you listening in, and a million thanks to you, Philip.